One of history's greatest paradoxes. A continent was discovered. Then the discovery faded into legend. Around the year 1000, a Viking explorer named Leif Erikson sailed west from Greenland. He was following reports from a merchant named Bjarni Hertzensson, who had glimpsed unknown lands after being blown far off course in the North Atlantic. Curious to see them for himself, Leif bought Bjarni's ship and set sail. What he found would change history. According to the Viking sagas, his expedition first reached a barren land of stone they called Helluland. Farther south came Markland, a coastline covered in forests. Then, beyond that, they arrived in a rich and fertile region they named Vinland. Leif had reached North America. For the Vikings of Greenland, the greatest treasure wasn't gold, it was wood. Greenland had almost no trees, yet Vinland offered vast forests, fresh water, and abundant wildlife. Rivers filled with salmon. To settlers accustomed to Greenland's harsh conditions, the land must have seemed remarkably rich. Leif and his crew built a small settlement and spent the winter exploring the new land. Then they turned back. Leif returned to Greenland, where he inherited the leadership of the colony founded by his father, Eric the Red. Others would follow in his footsteps. More expeditions crossed the Atlantic, and attempts were made to establish permanent settlements in Vinland. Some became established enough that a child named Snorri Thorfinnsson was born there, the first known European born in North America. For a brief moment, it seemed the Norse might build a lasting presence in the New World. But alas, the colonies were fragile. They were separated from Greenland by thousands of kilometers of ocean, and they had to navigate relations with the indigenous peoples who they called Skrælings. At first, the two groups appear to have traded peacefully. The sagas describe exchanges of animal pelts for red cloth and other goods brought from Greenland. But the peace did not last. Tensions eventually grew, and conflicts broke out. Eventually, the settlements were abandoned. Within a few generations, the voyages passed into legend. The knowledge of North America survived only in the old Viking sagas. Then, nearly 1,000 years later, archaeologists made a remarkable discovery. Buried on the northern tip of Newfoundland were the remains of a Norse settlement. The legends were true. The sagas even describe wild grapes growing there, giving the region its name, Vinland, the land of wine. But there's a mystery. Wild grapes don't grow anywhere near the Viking settlement discovered in Newfoundland. Archaeologists have also found butternuts at the site, a tree that grows hundreds of kilometers farther south. Together, the evidence suggests that Leif's explorers may have ventured much deeper into North America than we once believed. 5 centuries before Columbus crossed the Atlantic, Leif Erikson had reached North America.